Now, before this morning's snow, ice and water were the big concern for a section of our state.
Ice dams are beginning to form on some rivers, including the Piscataquis between the towns of Medford and Howland. The river went over its banks yesterday at a bend in the town of Maxfield, prompting calls for some evacuations.
News Center Maine's Ryan Bell is there tonight. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Brian and Amanda, back here in the town of Maxfield, where property owners have graciously allowed us to do some live shots in front of their house. The ice is pushed up within feet of their house, and they didn't evacuate the people here, but others along this stretch did. We talked to residents along the North Howland Road and Pine Lane who are at higher flood risk today.
You know, I didn't know if we would be in there for, washed in for 2 or 3 days.
This is what Dennis and Stacy returned to after evacuating his home in Maxfield Wednesday night.
We see it coming up the other night, and I was hoping it wasn't going to wash out, but it did.
Damage from a mile-long ice jam in the towns of Maxfield and Howland, flooding out roads and driveways. At least 3 residents we spoke with say they evacuated last night, although no houses appear to have significant damage.
So we're out of the risk that we were yesterday.
Central Maine Fire and EMS says water rose about 4 feet on Wednesday. Today it's down about 10 inches, according to Deputy Fire Chief Cody Smith.
If they need supplies and they need to get out of the road and they can't, then they can call us. But right now everything seems to be pretty status quo, and they've been checking on each other.
But the risk is not totally gone.
It does have the chance of dislodging and coming down into Howland. So if that happens, then we'll spool everything back up, and if we need to deal with floods down here, we'll deal with that when it happens.
Many residents, though, still in good spirits.
If you know everybody and everybody knows everybody, then it works out good when something bad happens, because people pull together and they show up and they're there for each other to help out and get things going again.
So yesterday, the North Howland Road was closed off, or it was open, but fire officials said not to go on the road. It was impassable in a few spots. There was water coming up onto it. A lot of that water has since frozen. Down here on Pine Lane, we actually had to walk about a quarter mile to get over to this property because part of the road was all washed out. The North Howland Road is back open now. Officials say you can go across, but should be cautious for any water or washouts that could make it impassable. Ryan and Amanda.
All right, Ryan Bell live for us in Maxfield. Thank you, Ryan.